Hello, doctor.
Hello.
Hello.
We are live and I'm recording the meeting.
Yes.
So good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, everyone, those who have joined us from all over the world. Thank you for joining today and happy Easter from UK. So just a technical remark. Keep your cameras on, but please mute your microphones until you take the floor. Thank you. And I would encourage everyone to introduce yourself through the chat function. Please write your name, country, your activities, your contact details if you want to share. And just interact between you whenever you wish to in the chat function. Also, you can write question and answers if and any comments. You're welcome to do that. But kindly bear in mind that the chat is going to be saved and distributed among the network. So just bear in mind that. This is a public event and it is live on YouTube and it is recorded. So just keep in mind. I acknowledge the support given by UCM for this meeting. And so thank you very much for that. And also thank you very much for all of you to join today and making these our network meetings a successful series. You know that we are also having a TV channel and that is free to view all over the world. So please encourage yourselves to go and visit that or share it with your friends. We are one of the first channel of sustainability on PAS TV. And as we go forward, I will introduce today the panelists. Also, we have very interesting seminar today with 4 speakers. So I'm Dr. Renuka Thakur, founder of Global Sustainable Futures Progress Through Partnership Network. And this is Friday Idea Exchange monthly seminar. We conduct these seminars twice a month, that is on every 2nd and 3rd Fridays between 3 and 5 UK time. So GMT. Today, we will be emphasizing, we will be talking about a few updates, and then we will listen to very specific speakers. But we have a mix of speakers. So let us see what's our agenda. So today we have 2 young speakers. First of all, we have Samuel Medeisi from Town and Regional Planning Department, South Africa. And he's going to speak about assessment of sustainable development, urban livability, inclusive physical development nexus in North Central Nigeria. So bringing some complex understanding to us about the town and planning. So I'm looking forward to listen to his proposal. Next, we are going to hear from Manisha Malhotra, who is working in ARM Limited, and she's also a visiting associate to Imperial College. And she is going to speak again about technology, which is non-silicon based biogenerator. So welcome, Manisha, and I'm looking forward to listening to you. And then we are going to move to Lina Yonas from Lebanon, and she is going to bring her perspective for human rights. She is a well-known speaker, and we welcome her, and we will like to listen to her. And then finally, we'll go into a very interactive session and interesting session from a very senior author, Spiro Hexi, and he's the author on quality quantification theory and quality and general welfare codification. He's from US, and we will listen from him about business, general welfare, sustainability quantification. So welcome everyone, and thank you for joining. So let us start. Before we go to the speakers, I will give a few updates on our network. What are we coming up with? There is an Earth Day celebration on 22nd of April, and this time the Earth Day celebration theme is invest in our planet. So I have put here this Earth Day organization, Earth Day Live link. Please take time to visit it. There are plenty of Earth Day celebration going on throughout the world, and they have made some very good platform for all of us to host such events or to populate these events in there. We also have one event populated there, and we are going to celebrate, instead of 22nd April, we are going to celebrate on 26th of April. And it is Earth Day 2020, investing in collaboration for our planet. The event is going to be a joint event between us, our network, and Climate Savers organization, who are trying to build a platform for collaborations. So we will hear from them. They have very kindly hosted us on their platform as a free, given us a free place to host our network there. So I'm very thankful to Ian Kaplan, and we will listen to him on that day. Especially because this theme is on invest in our planet, and especially by collaborating and partnership. We know that it is an urgent need, that we need to take care of our Earth. We also know that we need Earth. Earth don't need us. And keeping that in mind, we need to make some synergies between what we work and act together, collaborate together to address this urgent problem of climate change. Scientific reports have also shown this, and now no one can deny that we are not under pressure. So we need to act fast, and therefore these collaborative actions will definitely help us to move forward. With that in mind, there is our event at 2 o'clock, 26th April, between 2 and 5 p.m. GMT. So please join us, at least to encourage and to show that we are doing some collaborative actions. And we have invited some few speakers. We are going to publish that very soon. And next, as usual, I would like to talk about our goal of the month. This time, our goal of the month is goal 15, sustainably manage forest, compact vegetation, halt and reverse land declaration, and halt biodiversity loss. Of course, again, this is on Earth. We rely on Earth for our survival, and we have actually altered 75% of Earth's surface and squeezing wildlife and nature into a smaller corner of the planet. And therefore, we need to increase our genetic, like our biodiversity and forest capital. And therefore, I think the Earth Day celebration will make a lot of contribution or significant contribution towards our goal for this goal of the month. Having said that, I want to just update on this call, remind you that there is a call which is open, and it is led by me and other 5 coordinators with us. And I would like you to invite you to submit a paper on this. So please read the call. I have put the link here. The topical collection is on the role of education in the implementation of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. So how sustainability education influences consumption and production systems and contribution to achieving sustainable development goals. And this is very important because the future generation will need this education to drive our sustainability pathways. And so your contribution is very much welcome. Please get in touch with me. Secondly, I would like to say about the challenge about the Water World Day, which we have organized along with Institution of Green Engineers. And please take time to read and make your contribution through the challenge. We have 4 types of challenge. One is drawing contest. Second is talk show. Third is idea tone contest. And the 4th is your choice. So please take interest in this, spread the word with others. Whoever wants to join, please join. Anyone of any age and any country, any part of the world can join. There is no restriction whatsoever. However, the only thing here, we are asking to submit your original idea. So please be innovative and creative and take part in this interesting channel. Everyone is going to get a certification, and also there will be an announcement of a prize later on for this competition. Secondly, we have joined our forces with Bhagini Nivedita College, India, where we are organizing Women's Entrepreneurship Championship. Though just now it is focused on Indian women, but we are still in preparing more criterias and the program around this, the detailed program around this. However, please get in touch with Manisha Bhutani and Vishal Chaudhary. I have written the names here, and you can get in touch with them. The competition is actually about capacity development and empowerment. That is, we are going to support whoever take parts in this challenge. We are going to support with a mentoring program. There will be 4 or 5 workshops, and we will go take them, support them for increasing their skills about entrepreneurship, and we will see that their projects are being successful. At the end of the championship, we will award some awards. We will announce some awards, and also each one who take parts in it will get certificate. So this is, and you can take up your projects just like an individual project, also a business project also. It does not need to be very complex or a big project. You can have your individual project, such as like you want to just source sustainable food all the time, something like that, and it can help you gain all these skills. So do get in touch with them for further information. Having said all this, I will invite Samuel Medaisi today to give his talk on assessment of sustainable development, urban livability, inclusive physical development nexus in North Central Nigeria. So Samuel, welcome to the floor. Please tell about yourself, and then please share your thoughts here. Thank you. I will stop sharing my slides.
Thank you very much, Dr. Renuka.
Yes, we can hear you clear, so carry on. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm so happy to be part of this meeting today. My name is Medaishe Samuel. I'm a Nigerian, but currently doing my PhD program in the University of KwaZulu-Natal, Durban, South Africa. This is actually my third year of PhD, so we're winding up on it. And actually my PhD topic centers around the linkage between sustainable urban development, urban livability, and inclusive physical development nexus. And this actually led me, as part of my objective, I was able to come up with a model that I think infrastructure development, as a result of this linkage, could be used for African cities, with the north central of Nigeria as a lab for this model. Now, looking at the issues around urbanization and physical development. Hey. Sorry. Looking at the issues of urbanization and physical development, it is projected that the world population currently lives, a substantial part of the global population currently lives in urban areas, having about a projection that by 2050, around 70% of the world population would be residing in urban areas. I think this kind of statistics should be worrisome for every right-thinking scholar, planner, or people interested in how the city works and functions. Because this continuous increase, because the issues of urbanization concerns the continuous increase in population in the urban areas. And looking at what is obtainable in Africa, you discover that this continuous and rapid urbanization is not accompanied by a commensurate increase in infrastructure. The infrastructure are not at sync with the rate at which our urbanization has continued to progress. And this has posed a lot of challenge in terms of the use of infrastructure in terms of even disaster management. I guess we're all aware of the situation in South Africa presently concerning the flood disaster that happened last week. This is basically as a result of the poor provision of housing for the people in the informal area, which has forced them to develop areas or lands which are marginal and unstable, lands which are on hill slopes and things like that. And this has continued to create a lot of challenge for development experts, both across the world and even in Africa. So this challenge of urbanization has led to the evolution of several concepts in plan, ranging from the concept of sustainable urban development, urban livability, environmental awareness, infrastructure inclusion in infrastructure, physical development, and urban management. All these concepts are basically targeted at ensuring that the city space are modified or used in such a way that we don't unnecessarily stretch the city beyond its limit and biocapacity. These are the challenges that has led to the innovations in various concepts. Now, you discover that the issue of sustainability has as part of it, urban livability, issues of inclusion and things are actually subsets. They are subsumed under the sustainability agenda. However, we have discovered that most African cities do not actually meet up with the needs, with the demands of sustainability. And then this has actually agitated my mind over the years on how can Africa, especially my own local environment in North Central Nigeria, how can we meet up with the demand of sustainability, especially when it comes to how we provide infrastructure? It is this issue that has agitated my mind, and I kept asking, okay, how do we go about it? Sustainability is very, very broad. But can we walk through sustainability and have and establish a livable city spaces? If we are able to, as a people, ensure that we're able to achieve sustainability. Another question is, these areas which we assume to be sustainable, will they be livable for everybody? Will they be livable in terms of the provision of infrastructure, in terms of the access to the city space, in terms of the quality of life? This led from sustainability to the idea of urban livability. Now, if the city is sustainable and it is actually livable, does it include everyone? Does it include the old people? Does it include the children? Does it include the women? Does it include people living with disability? These three issues cumulate together and kept agitating my mind. So I wanted to see, where are the areas of union? Where are the areas of tension within these three concepts? But I discovered that there's no way I could walk through to these three concepts without looking at the issues around environment and the environmental awareness issue. How much of awareness does people living in the urban spaces, how much of awareness of the environment do they have? Do they have a culture of preserving the ecosystem? Do they have a culture of planting the landscape? Do they have the culture of ensuring that animals which are in precarious situation of extinction, do they have a culture of ensuring that these animals are conserved? That is one issue. Then the other issue if environmental awareness is going to be enhanced, it must be enhanced through the periscope of urban management and governance. So working through this, I tried to look at the interaction between environmental awareness and urban management, which I think would be able to lead me to either sustainability, livability, and inclusion. So the tide for me is, if we're able to manage the urban environment properly in a positive realm, and we're able to educate the urban populace the right way, we would be able to have sustainability. We will be able to also get livability, and we'll also be able to, as a matter of the impact of urban management and environmental awareness, be able to have inclusion, spatial inclusion. And that is why I have the breakdown here. I have environmental awareness, which I was able to measure from the indicators of motivation and value and environmental knowledge. This, according to this, I was able to arrive at as extant literature presents. And for the issue of urban management and governance, I discover in literature that in measuring urban management and governance, I will do well if I look at it from the standpoint of youth empowerment, family planning, credit facilities, information flow, population management. These were the indicators which were employed in ensuring that we are able to adequately measure urban management and governance. This is also available in literature. Now, everyone should know on this cohort that sustainable urban development, stemming from the sustainability rule, can be measured from the economic prosperity, the social or behavior, and the environment. While when it comes to urban livability, I could measure through the quality of life of the people, livable communities, and place making or place shaping. These three I use in measuring urban livability. The last but not the least for this is on that line is the issue of inclusivity in terms of physical development. And literature have been able to establish that if I am going to measure inclusivity, I should be looking at it from the standpoint of equity and justice. I'll be looking at it from the standpoint of resilience. And I'll be looking at it also from the standpoint of safety. Now, how does this element give me a holistic city? A city which would have proper awareness, which will have proper governance and urban management to ensure sustainable urban development, urban livability, and inclusion. This kind of a city is what we have termed to be the Hungarian city development. This, the model here actually stems from the anglicized form of the word Hangulani, which means a city without ills, a city without worries. That is what we want to achieve within the African setting. And the point of intersection, if you try to look at the relationship between sustainable urban development, urban livability, and inclusion, for us, we're able to establish from literature that the point of intersection of these three concepts, if we put the issue of environment and management constant, we discover that the point of intersection is the access to the city, the consumption pattern of resources, both human, that's both natural and man-made. And the last but not the least of this measure is the issue of equity. So basically, when we're looking at this model, Africa, we have a holistic city. If we're able to measure our city spaces from the standpoint of access to the city, the consumption pattern of our resources, and the issue of equity within the urban space. This we're able to synthesize from all this, and it helped us to develop an instrument which evolved into, which we were able to send out to experts who are interested in sustainability, urban livability, and all that. And it was developed into a questionnaire, which was used for this analysis, and it was administered across the three cities in North Central Nigeria. Now, this is a conceptual diagram which shows urban governance and management, environmental awareness, and the linkage to sustainable urban development, urban livability, and the inclusive physical development. And the three are able to converge on the Hungarian city, which is a city without worry. This is a schematic diagram of the model which we hope to develop. Now, in going for this model, we were able to use a management tool, the partial least square analysis was actually employed using the SMART PLS. The SMART PLS is actually a covariance-based partial least square analytical tool, which is able to help us in marking the correlation between the various indicators and the various indicators and the components, which are the constructs. So the issue of environmental awareness, urban governance, sustainable development, and all these are actually constructs within a big model. But each of them have what we call the indicator variables. And these indicator variables are what we link together, having the simulating all of this together using the structural equation modeling to achieve the linear regression from all of these components in order to come up with the model, the structural model which we're able to achieve. Now, how did we go about getting our data? What we did was to look at the figures. Unfortunately, the Nigerian situation, the North Central Nigeria, where this data was collected, it presented a very funny situation. A funny situation in the sense that the last census which was carried out was in 2006. But up till now, the official figures of this census at local level were not released. This is because there were so many disagreements about the estimates for different localities. So we had to fall back to the data which is verified, which is acceptable, and that is the 1991 population figure. So we used the 1991 population figure for the selected states. The North Central Nigeria has 6 states. And within these 6 states, we selected purposively, we selected the state capitals. And the state capitals are actually Lokoja in Kogi State, Mina in Niger State, Lafia in Nasarawa State, Jos in Plateau State, Ilori in Kwara State, and Makudi in Benue State. However, we also went forward to choose 3 of the states, which are almost at an equidistance from this federal capital territory, Abuja. So with this, we tried to use, we picked Nasarawa, Lafia in Nasarawa State as one of the cities for this research. We picked Lokoja in Kogi State, and we chose Minna in Niger State. These 3 cities are actually put the federal capital of Nigeria in the center. So they are almost at equal distance to the federal capital city in terms of road network and access. So we chose this, and we looked at the population figure of this city. By 1999, the population census figure of Lafia is given here. And we decided to use this, this formula here as a projection for this population figure, which has the population and the base year population into 1 plus the growth rates divided by 100 raised to power n. That is the number of years. This was the formula that we use, which is one of the most acceptable formula for population projection, according to the National Population Commission in Nigeria. This was actually used to project the population of each of these cities from 1991 to 2001, from 2002 to 2012, then 2013 to 2019, we're able to project this population continuously. And at the end of the day, we came to the conclusion that the population projection of these 3 cities cumulated together stands at about 1,295,123. However, our unit of measurements for this research is the household. We're not looking at the whole population, but we're looking at the household as our unit of measurement. And in looking at the unit of measurement, the National Population Commission in Nigeria has given a benchmark of 5.4 as the average household size for any city, for the city of the class of Lafia, Minna, and Lokoja. So 5.4 is what we use to disaggregate. So if you divide each of the city projection, if you divide the projection by 5.4, you have the population here. At the end of the day, we have a sample frame. So the total household size of these cities is what form our sample frame. And then that sample frame is 239,838. Now, from this sample frame, we're able to use our sample size calculator to determine the sample size, which will be acceptable for this research. And we arrive at a sample size of 848 households that were going to be sampled. So 848 households were sampled, and we divided them evenly across the cities. This was purposively done, really, because in terms of composition, in terms of characteristics, these cities actually have similar characteristics. So in sampling, so what we did was to have a questionnaire which had about 6 different sections that were looking at issues on environmental awareness. We tried to see how much of environmental awareness, how much of environmental knowledge do we have in this area? How much of motivation, how much of value do these people place on the physical environment? We also tried to see how much of functionality is the urban governance framework in this area, looking at the issues from the prism of credit facilities, population or management, family planning, hospital networks, and all this. We tried to see how much of these issues are actually prioritized in this area. So the questionnaire was broken down into 6 different sections covering the important sub-construct of this research. Now, coming to our findings. Now, this is what our model looked like at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we were able to arrive at this simulated model extracted from the PLS software. Now, one of the rules, a rule of thumb for PLS as established by Hess et al. In 2013 is that in terms of significance, that is the path between the indicator from one indicator to the other, to the subconstruct. The path significance must be above 0.7. So what we did was that all the questions that we asked our respondents were actually seen as indicator variables. They're indicator variables which we measured. At the end of the day, after accumulating all of them together, we discover that out of the about 264 questions which we set in our model, only about 55 or so were adjudged to be significant in terms of the indicator significance. That is, those variables that had significance of 0.7 and above. That means those ones that have about 70% performance. And that is why we have this network, this web of linkage between urban environmental awareness and urban governance. Environmental awareness measured from environmental knowledge, motivation, and value. Then we also have the urban governance framework measured from population management, credit facilities, and other indicators. And this is what we have. This is the model which we arrive at, that if the city space within Africa, especially in North Central Nigeria, are measured from the periscope of motivation and value, which has to do with the interest of the people in terms of preserving the environment, ensuring safety for the various components of the environment, ensuring that credit facilities are available for the various components or the individuals within the city, then we will be able to motivate properly to achieve sustainable urban development. We'll be able to properly motivate to achieve urban livability, and our physical infrastructure development would include all people. Now, if we link all of this together, the linear regression linkage at the point of convergence, which we term to be the Hungarian city, would give us significant value in terms of access to the city, in terms of the consumption pattern for resources, both human and natural, and in terms of equity for all the people within the city space. I want to anchor it at this point, and we hope that if there are questions, I'm open to receiving questions and responses, and any other areas that colleagues feel this work can be better improved. Thank you very much. I'll stop sharing my slide now.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Madaesi, am I speaking your name right?
Very well, Medaeshi.
Okay, thank you very much. Very, very interesting to me, actually, because it is in built environment planning and all that, which I am already, my PhD was also based in that. And I also used this type of quantitative analysis, which is really complex, but very nice. Thank you very much. I don't think we have much time for questions because we have to cover so many speakers today. But whoever wants to, I would like to know what qualitative analysis, like further to triangulate or support your quantitative analysis, what type of qualitative, um, methods you are using or collecting to support, but that is not a question for today. We can see how like we can listen to you next time when you progress on this maybe. So you're most welcome to come over and share your other part of the story then.
Thank you very much.
And congratulations on this, whatever you have achieved. I think it is very, very good. And probably this year you will be finishing your PhD. So good luck for that.
Thank
So
you very much.
I think without wasting much time, I will move to the second speaker. But I don't, let me just share my screen first. So the second speaker was Manisha, but is Manisha here? I don't see her. So probably she's not here. So I will welcome now Lena Jonas to provide us her talk. And we are eager to learn from you, Lena. So please take the floor and share your talk. Thank you.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, okay. I'm Lena Yunus from Lebanon, a language consultant, children book writer, educator. I also worked as an interpreter, translator, master of ceremonies. Now, Lebanon isn't a country only, but it's that immortal fiery entity which you think it's a myth. Lebanon was destroyed and built, torn and soon, wounded then healed several times throughout history. Now, since the 80s, Lebanon was invaded and violated by Israel in the land, air, and sea. Up to this moment, which I'm speaking, we may hear a surveillance drone or a military fighter. Yet, amid all challenges, ranging from political to geopolitical to economical to financial, and to our latest tragedy, the explosion, Lebanon became more resilient and the Lebanese became fighters. Now, I'm telling you this to affirm that if we want a global sustainable future, we should ensure the sovereignty, dignity, safety, and the security of the people. Their innate need and the instinctive feeling to be secured and safe comes before everything else, before water, food, energy, transportation, education. The feeling of belonging to sovereign, not occupied, raped, confiscated borders nation is like belonging to a home, is irreplaceable as the ancestors' heritage, tradition, culture embodied and cannot be extracted. So to achieve sustainable communities and sustainable future, we have to take care of the person, of the human, their existence, their presence and their continuity. Now, I would like to share with you some points. We have to acknowledge the truth, to end discrimination and the policy of double standards, to retrieve the rights and the borders, respect all religions and cultures, and set a good example to represent one's religion. These pointers, I assume these are the key solutions to sustainable futures and sustainable communities. Now, all people should have access to social media platforms and applications. Stop blocking people because of their innate right to express the freedom of thought. Stop the dirty policy of spreading fake news and misinformation in any conflict to gain world public opinion or to pressure the relevant stakeholders. This increases hatred and enmity among the people. Now, global causes must be approached and addressed equally, away from policy of access, polarization, extremism, fanatism, the threat of using political and economical sanction. We hear a lot about humanitarian assistance and donation given by organizations. Yet, we still see millions of hungry, malnutritioned, weak, sick, illiterate people, including thousands of hundreds of children, poor infrastructure, poor sanitation system. Let us not talk about the problem, but maybe how to resolve it. What we need is transparent, neutral, professional assessments to assess people's need on the ground. What do people need? Millions of stories behind the closed doors and across muddy dirt road. Now, assistance and donations should be given unconditionally, without political restriction, without away from the corrupted groups, away from political groups, away from political sanctions. Now, employ people who really care about their communities and do not consider their job as a source of money only. Okay? Now, we have, I don't want to elaborate a lot because I have so many pointers. I don't want to elaborate, but I just want to shed the light and shine on these pointers. Now, but because I know what's happening on ground, and this is what's happening on ground, this is what's hindering the sustainable, prosperous future of communities and societies, especially in the developing countries. Now, we have to have a vision that instead of offering boxes of food ration, stationery, medicine, we have to support to build innovative schools, to support building equipped hospitals, to enhance small businesses, to urge agricultural and green projects. This is what we need to mitigate unemployment and to decrease unemployment. Now, also to enhance development. All people should have the access, either through volunteering or as candidates, okay, to work and be part of this projects and development. We should stop hearing the phrase, do you know someone who can help me reach or pass the interview or test process? So I know out there are a lot of qualifications, a lot of people, okay, who need just a chance to work and to benefit their communities. So this is what I'm aiming. Now, because I care about youth and motivation, and I follow up a lot of social media platforms, I follow up the concerns of the youth nowadays, especially nowadays. Let me have this message to the youth out there. I hope they are listening to us and they will be listening to us in the future. Now, they have to read, they have to get enlightened, they have to educate themselves, to enhance the skills, to benefit from the social media as a platform for networking, expanding knowledge, bridging the gap and differences, breaking the barrier of fear from the other. We are all afraid of others, of each other. We should stop this. Now, always remember that self-belief and self-confidence is the threshold and is the only solution to open all doors and break all walls, because we encounter daily with teenagers and youth who lack self-esteem and who lack self-confidence, and they are trying to find their identity and they are trying to find themselves in this world. Now, about self-love, it's tackled It's tackled and addressed a lot on social media, but you know how a lot of people tackle self-love, but by saying, go to spa, sleep, rest, light some candles. This is not self-love. What self-love must be is enriching the mind, the heart, the soul. It's helping people and getting the happiness and satisfaction from helping people and from making difference in one's life. Okay? Another thing, anger is at first madness, then regret, as said by a very wise man. And a lot of there are angry youth who act and behave in an angry, frustrated way. Later at the end, I will tell you maybe what's the solution, what should be doing all of us, including me. Now, but because I know these pointers are a lot mentioned and sometimes in a wrong way in social media, you know. Now, vulnerability isn't weakness. Showing empathy isn't weakness. Expressing feelings isn't weakness, as some claim to. Okay? Then weakness isn't a fault. And okay, we talk about weakness, but also weakness isn't a fault, isn't a default. Now, skills before a degree. There's all the time this conflict. Skills, degree, skills, like the egg and the chicken. Who comes before? Let's talk first about the skills, and then we talk about the education and the degree. Now, humans are not robots. Like, we have a lot of innovation these days. We have a lot of technology, but let's remember, the human is a human. The robot cannot replace the human, okay? Now, this is my motto all the time. Your wounds are your wings. Your wounds are your wings. So the youth out there, please, because I hear all the time stories of people who are hurt and in pain. Now, a person is not one. He's a fusion, he's a combination, he's a composition of many skills, of many potentials, of many abilities. Okay, so we shouldn't like limit ourselves. We shouldn't, our limit is the sky, as they say. We shouldn't limit ourselves. We shouldn't restrict ourselves. Now, learning isn't schooling, and learning isn't education. It's a day-to-day process. Every day we learn something new. Every day we learn something new. And learning as success should be accompanied by modesty and humility all the time. Modesty and humility. Okay? Because boastfulness and arrogance will not help people. The people will listen to you only when you are humble enough to hear and talk to them. Now, regarding mental health issues, which is a lot shine on and spot on in the social media, I ask youth not to be affected, moved, and influenced by what they see on the social media. Happiness cannot be achieved by quick wealth, quick success, having yachts, private jets, non-stop travel, brands, all what's only they are showing us on the social media, on social media platforms, these kind of things, that these things will achieve, through these, you will achieve happiness. Now, the proof, which is, this is wrong, is that a lot of celebrities who had all the attention, all the stardom, all the wealth, all the materialistic thing that every young man would yearn, would maybe kill himself to have, a lot of them committed suicides and ended their lives, leaving all these beautiful things behind. So, although royal doors were open to these famous people and to these celebrities, crème de la crème in the society embraced them. They just want to hug them, kiss them, have an autograph maybe from them. Yet, they left all this behind and they chose to end their lives. This is the proof that these things do not bring happiness. All doors were open to them except the door of happiness. Now, how can we gain happiness? with gratitude all the time. Gratitude, okay? Finding happiness in the simple things. We find happiness in the simple things. We do not copy others' lifestyles, personalities, identities. We have our own original self and personality and lifestyle. Have a small friend circle. This circle is enough to you when they are honest enough, when they are sincere enough. You can nag in front of them. You can shout in front of them. You can cry and speak in front of them. So always restrict yourself with an honest, small sphere or small circle of friends. Now, as for gender equality, feminism, and women empowerment, I have also a point. Let's be clear, woman isn't a body, but a human partner counterpart. Now, a man isn't a pocket or a wallet. He's a human partner counterpart, because a lot of the time we hear a lot of things that are not good in this regard. Now, feminism and empowering women means to empower a human, to enhance equality, to raise awareness, to erase stereotypes. And I say it all the time. Maybe this is my motto, I don't know. Defy the norm, be the storm. Defy the norm and be the storm. Now, feminism and empowering women shouldn't be about hating men or battling with men or undermining men, but complementing men, fixing each other, growing with each other, being there for each other. Okay? Now, at the end, always be grateful. Always be grateful that every day is a new chance to write, to correct, to erase, to rewrite, to watch a new sunrise, to watch a new sunset, to read a book, to meet a person, a new one, to take a decision, to stop a bad habit, to start a good one. Now, every day is a new day to change or be the change in one's life, to be the reason why some people would say, yes, there are still good people in this world. We have all to act like this, all of us. Now, I would like to say thank you for you, Doctor, for giving me the platform and the chance to highlight and shine on some issues, maybe raise some awareness, I don't know. And as Bernard Russell said, the only thing that can redeem mankind is cooperation. Thank you and happy holidays to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It was a very, very great pleasure to have you today. It is immensely powerful speech, like the way you spoke and the way, what you delivered is exactly what we need to understand, everyone, each of us. We all understand sometimes. For example, I have that understanding, but I cannot speak like you. And you have that courage to speak, which is really, really great. And that is what I wanted. And I wanted you to take this platform. So thank you. Thank you very much for being here. It's a great, great pleasure. And we will welcome your another talk next time whenever you are ready.
Yes.
Any
Thank
questions,
you.
anyone? I don't think we have any questions, but it was a powerful speech, and I would wish that everyone hear you and hear you many, many times.
Yeah, I was happy because I saw a lot of emojis like clapping and liking and the heart, and would like to thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm honored to be here with you, and I'm honored to have another time with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You're most welcome. Thank you. So now I will invite Spiro Haxi, our senior network coordinator. Please take the floor and let me know if you want me to share your slides, or otherwise you can share your slides. So just I will. So I think this is the slides. Do you want to share your own slides, Spiro,
Yes.
or?
Yes, Dr. Ranuka.
Okay.
I'm going to share my slides.
Okay. Yeah.
Trying to.
Yeah, no worries.
Trying to touch your bar.
You know, at the bottom, you can see green arrow.
Yes, it's.
Yes, so click that green arrow. If you have your PowerPoint open, you will be able to share.
Sure. Just a minute.
Yeah, I think it will share soon. You have shared your, yeah, it is opening.
Meanwhile, hi everybody.
We can't see your slideshow.
Oh, you don't?
No, because stop sharing and share the slide which opened for you.
That's fine.
Stop sharing and share again. Yes, we can see your slideshow now. If you can put it on a full slide.
Do you see?
Yes, we can see the slides, but do you want to go for the presentation mode?
Yes, I'm going to start the presentation. Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. My name is Spiro Axi. I'm with a background engineer, but I'm working for a long time in the quality, the philosophy of quality, which is a leading concept for any human beings. We are trying to connect the quality with sustainability, because they are very, very close with one another, and they have to do that. It is a very confusing language so far regarding the words that we use in communication, and it is hard to explain those concepts, like which is sustainability, quality, and other leading concepts. So we don't have the same understanding, and without having the same understanding of the concept of the word, it is hard to manage anything, even to understand each other. So in the business, general welfare, sustainability, quantification, which we're going to talk about today, I'm trying to explain mathematically the concept of sustainability and how we can measure the sustainability. First of all, we have to understand what is goodness. We don't use often this word, goodness, but we most of the time, so many times in the day, we use the word good, we are doing good, we are doing well. So we have to explain what does it mean goodness? What is goodness? What is good? Here in this slides, you see two apples, one red apple and one green apple. If I'm going to ask everybody of you, which one do you want? Everybody is going to say, does these choices and say, okay, I want a red apple. The other one can say it is green apple, apple too. So our brain is able, individual brain is able to find out which one we want. Which one we want. But this process of thinking, it is done automatically by everybody's brain, and everybody's brain does the choices. But the science doesn't know how the individual brain solves this problem. Why do you choose the green apple, or why do you choose the red apple? How is this process of thinking? So I explain here two important concepts that every product has in life. Every product in life has value, and it has the anti-value too. The concept of value, it is whatever you want, whatever you like to one product. While the concept of anti-value, it is what do you don't want in the apple, the product. The brain uses those two concepts to find out which apple do you want, which choice we are going to make. And our brain does this ratio, which is value divided by anti-value, which is goodness or quality, and it is equal with a goodness. Goodness is the same word like quality. Like word quality. I'm going to go through all those slices fast, and after that we're going to get the questions from you, because as I said, there are new concepts that everybody's brain knows, but we were not able to express those concepts by language. And actually the language is very, very contaminated, we can say. So that's why we don't understand each other, because those concepts are very, very vague, and we don't know how to use in science. The brain, individual brain in this direction is much advanced than the science. So if you can say that the slides here is explained how the brain has this instrument, measuring instrument, that measures the quality. It's like a scale. In one side of the scale is value, and in the other side of the scale is anti-value. So basically, the brain has this scale. Everybody's individual brain has this scale. And based in this scale, we measure how much good is everything. How much good is everything. So if it is 1 good or 2 good or 0.5 good or up to infinite good and 0 good. This is the scale that everybody brains uses to measure the goodness, the quality. And by measuring the quality or of everything, we know how much good is everything that we encounter in life. And based in the law that we choose which is better, this is the law of life, we always choose the better. So between two things, we do differentiate two things and choose one of them. Here is the concept of the quality or good, and the good, how our individual brains works, how our individual brain works. So in one side, it is value, which is positive energy, what we like in something. In the other side is anti-value concept. In this case is, let's say that anti-value is 2 and value is 5. 5 divided by 2, it's 5.5 good. So that's how our brain solves the problem, how brain controls us in life and does the choices for any individual. Now, the truth is that so far in the real life, in the science, in economic science, we don't use the concept of value, the concept of quality or goodness to differentiate things, but we use the concept of value. And most of the people, they believe that if something has more value than the other one, that's what we choose. That's what we choose. So we believe, and the economic sciences believes, that value is what leads any action. They say that if the red apple has more value than this green apple, so we choose the red apple. But the truth is that our brain doesn't work in this way, individual brain. The individual brain does the ratio of value and anti-value, which is the concept of goodness. And based on this concept, we lead ourselves in life. We do the choices. We do the choices. So we have a contradiction between the way that individual brain works and the way that the science leads the people in life. Do the choices. And this is the biggest problem of humanity. And that's why we have so many problems nowadays. We don't use the concept of quality to lead in action, but we use the concept of value to lead the people in life. Here, there's some explanation that we just talked about. There are three leading words definitions, which is the concept of quality or goodness, the concept of wellness, and the concept of general welfare. If you see the Constitution of the United States, this is Preamble of Constitution. There are all these words that explain what supposed to lead, how it's supposed to lead the community. The community. If you see in the Constitution, doesn't says anything like we use so many words, you know, in life now. Even sustainability doesn't mention anything for sustainability. Doesn't mention anything for value or wealth, but mentions the very important concept, which is welfare. That's why we trying to explain those concepts which are in the United States Constitution and the philosophical meaning of life, which are what do you want in life? It's unity, it's justice, it's tranquility, it's liberty, and all those concepts are summarized in the general welfare concepts. That's why the Constitution is asking for general welfare. And this is the aim of the Constitution, which is the same like individual branch wealth. General welfare is equal with happiness, is equal with health. Here is promote the general welfare is the center clause or core clause, which is in the center of the preamble of the United States Constitution. Promote general welfare. Now, what is the concept of general welfare? One general welfare, GWF, definition is it means how well we are doing during one day. How well a process, or let's say our life or business, any process is doing in time, one day, one well. So the general welfare concept mathematically is defined as a line, as a straight line that goes from beginning of the day up to the end of the one day, during one day. This is the concept of general welfare. It looks here that this is constant. The general welfare is constant. It doesn't change. So we can say that this is sustainable. It's sustainable. It's not. But in this, if the general welfare is going to be like this line, so we are saying here that general welfare is increasing or promoting, or the sustainability is positive, is promoting too. Sustainability is promoting. So in time T2, we are better than in time T1. At the beginning of the day, we are at the end of the day, we are better than at the beginning of the day. So this is the concept of sustainability is promoting. The good thing is that all what I'm explaining you right now, all what we are explaining you, this concept in the money world, there are measurable. But in order to use these concepts in management and governing of the business, we have to know the concept first, and after that to use in life. There are some other algorithms here, and geometric definition of the concept of community general welfare. How a community is doing in time, which is not just an individual general welfare, but for the community general welfare. In this slide, you can see that how the weekly general welfare is defined. In one business, if we put in this ordinate axis the wellness and time in the horizontal line, we see here how well we are doing in time, any business. General welfare of the business. The first day is in this amount, in the second here, in the third here, it goes down, goes up, you see? So this is weekly general welfare of the business, how the business is doing during a week in 7 days. And by adding all those lines, how much well we are doing in every day, we find out how well we are doing in a week. So in 7 days, we can be, if you add all those, let's say 0.95 well day. In 7 weeks, we have 7.5. So we are better than one well. The business is doing more than one well. And the good thing is here that we can use this to stimulate the people, the employees. If the sustainability is going up, let's say 3%, we can increase the salary of everybody in the company with 3%. Or if it goes down 3%, we have to decrease the salary. So we have the possibility to do the stimulation of the business based in the sustainability of general welfare, how well we are doing, how sustainable we are, how well we are doing. Here it is one example here, how the sustainability goes based in the concept of wellness, based on the concept of wellness, the quality. It is for 20 years here it is explained, if you see from President Clinton, Bush, President Obama, President Trump, and President Biden now, how the sustainability is going. So we get here in 2000, the sustainability, it was 1.0979, and in January 20, the sustainability, it is 0.5193. This is at the time when the President Trump ended his presidential, and President Biden took over leading of the United States. But if you compare this with this sustainability, this graph, you see here that this graph is based in the concept of value. At the same time, here we have the GDP of the economy, or the value produced by the economy, is from 9.4 to 21.3, which is the January 2021. So since we are using the value concepts to lead the business economy, we are getting wrong data. We have to measure, definitely we have to measure the wellness, the concept of wellness or quality, to control the business. So that's why we whatever we're getting, it's not the reality. It doesn't tells you the reality. Based in the today's science of the sustainability, what we understand by sustainability, based in value, that's where we are going. And this is very, very misleading, very misleading concept. And as I said, this is the big problem that we have to get the voice out, the truth, and to change the leading philosophy from quality, from value to quality, leading concepts. We are here, it is one example how the general welfare is doing in a period of time for 7 days, from 9/17/2017 to 9/24/2017. By using this data, we can preview how well we are going to do in a certain time by analyzing those data during the 7 day. By analyzing this sample, we can know how we are going to do in a longer period of time. And this is a federal government 2000 analytic data used, and to know how we are going to do after 1 year of the sample, if we are going to do with the same sample that you just analyzed. This is the short explanation of the idea that idea of the sustainability business, general welfare, sustainability quantification that I wanted to share with you guys today. And I'm more than happy to hear from you any question that you have. I know that it is it's a little bit hard to understand, but that is how individual logic works. if you compare what I said with your logic, you are I'm sure that you are going to understand the concept and what we discussed in this. So this way we measure the sustainability of the general welfare of the business, and by measuring, I mean we can quantify how much it is the business, the sustainability of the general welfare of the business, and we can control even in daily basis, how we are doing, how we did yesterday, how we did a day before, and if sustainability is positive or if it's negative, if we are promoting the general welfare or we are declining in the business. And as I said, by measuring every day, we control the life, we control the business, we control our life, and we are doing better and better, and we are rewarding the people that promote the general welfare, and we are, like we say, have the consequences if the sustainability goes negative. So by knowing that and using this in real life, in the business, which is the most part of the life, we control life. We control how well we are doing, and of course, we are not going to have like we see today, crisis in the world, even wars. We are fighting with people, with one another, and we are too much waste. We have too much pollution, because all those are because we are looking for something wrong. We are misleading based in the concept of value. We are looking for more money, not for more wealth, for better life, for better business. And I think that this is a paradigm shift in the way that we are leading, in the way that we are thinking, and in the way that we are acting in life. I believe too that you guys know now the concept, and you are going to work to spread the voice of the truth of sustainability and to fundamentally improve life of humanity and save the world from the way that we are heading toward catastrophe, you can say. So let's do that together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We have one question here. I have several questions.
Sure.
Very interesting, very new thing to us, definitely. Thank you very much for, exposing us to this area. And okay, let me start with one question here. And may I ask Sri Ramnath to ask the question if he wants. And
good morning.
yes.
Yeah, it's a really great learning today we have regarding this welfare and the business ethics and all those things. Thanks for Spyro for giving me the immense knowledge that he's sharing with us. I just want to understand one thing from the welfare as per the US Constitution, how they designed it. how do we measure the humanity? Is there any way to measure the humanity through welfare?
Is any what? I'm sorry, say it again. Again.
Is there any way to measure humanity through welfare?
You see, the concept of welfare, first of all, is misinterpreted so far. It is misinterpreted. Most of the people, which is, let me see here, general welfare. This general welfare, if you see the preamble of the Constitution, it is right in the middle of the preamble of the Constitution. So, the Constitution itself, main law of the country, of the one country, of the people. But promote general welfare is in the center of the preamble of the Constitution. But promote the general welfare, it means that we have to increase the general welfare. Sustainability go up. General welfare is like total welfare. How well we are doing in time. Welfare, most of the people understand that it is something that we have to help each other, or somebody that is in the need and is suffering. But this is not the true meaning of the welfare, what the Constitution means. Welfare, it means how well we are doing in time. How well we are doing in time. Yeah, you can say here, wellness, how well we are doing in time. We are here such well. This is well, this is more, this is less, this is how well is going, how well is doing. Is very, very important to understand this. This is science. That's the philosophers of the or the founding fathers of the United States Constitution meant. It is how well we are doing, not welfare, how we are helping somebody in need. You know, so the general welfare is everything that is included. Is included. I mean, to be united with one another as a people, to be united, to have justice in the system between people and countries, to have tranquility, to be quiet, not noisy, and to have liberty to live life as human beings, to be free, to choose the best, not to liberty to choose just for myself and to finish the welfare of the community. This is not the right way to do it. It's not the right behavior, because we as a human being are created like this. So we have to lead the community. We have to lead the people in this logic, not based in the wealth, in the money, but we get now a new metric, how well one day we are doing, how well we are in life. Let's say that life is 120 years, well, not 50. It's not like how long we live, but how good we live, how well we live the life, how well we doing in the business, how well we doing in life. So this concept is measurable. Is measurable in the money world, in the business. But it is a metric. It is completely different metric, completely different view, different way of leading the business and life. So that's why I said But the Constitution, that's what it says, Constitution, Preamble. It's talking about unity, justice, tranquility, welfare, general welfare, and liberty, which all those summarizes, all those four concepts are summarized in the general welfare, or total welfare, how we can say, total welfare, to live a good life, to live better life. I don't know if I explained your question.
Yeah, thanks for your the thoughtfulness. Thank you very much for giving me insight.
You are welcome, my friend. You are welcome.
Thank you, Spiro. I think it is a very difficult concept for us to understand deeply. Of course, my question is on, you spoke about value and anti-value.
Right.
Is the addition of value and anti-value one?
No.
No. Why?
Not at all. The value concept, if you see this slide here, is the concept of how much you like something.
Yes.
It is a positive energy. That means that a subject, a person likes something more, it pulls toward the object. It's one kind of energy, positive energy, that pulls the subject towards the object, toward the apple. If I like red apple more than green apple, if I like red apple more than green apple, that means that the value of the for me, the red apple is more than for red apple, if I like. But if I don't like, anti-value is something different. It's how much I don't like something. It is, let's say that somebody doesn't like the red color, which comes from the senses of viewing something, and that means that it is a negative, that something energy that pulls you away from object. It's so it is. Let's say in this example here, I say that when the value of something is sum of positive energy, which is 5, let's say, and the anti-value, which I don't like, there are 2 quants, that is equal to. So the ratio between 5 and 2 equals 2.5. That means that that thing, it is 2.5 good for me. So it is ratio. They can be 1, 2. The value equal with anti-value.
Right.
But it is quite different. They can add together.
Right.
We can add together those things because there are 2 different concepts.
Right.
You can put that in the ratio. Even you can't do the difference between value and anti-value.
Yes.
Because it's not the way that our brain works. It is explained mathematically in other lessons, that how the brain works and how this concept is true. It is true that we are leading our brain, individual brain is using the concept of ratio to control to differentiate things in life.
Exactly. Now, if we want to put it in a business activities, business activities. And
Yes.
for example, you mentioned waste. So
Right.
give us an example where you will see this value and anti-value in
Yes.
that example of where business has a waste, and how we will measure that.
Yes. Here is one example. Here is it is analyzed the United States federal government analytic data. Some data. Do you see the slides?
Yes, we can. Yes.
Okay. Here are some data that I use to calculate the sustainability or the welfare. This is it. We have a revenue and spending, which are the opposite things. You know, in this case, revenue is value,
Right.
the business, and the spending is anti-value. Okay.
Yes.
And we get in this date, in 9/17/2017, we get 3 trillion, this number here, which is 3 trillion, 3 point somewhere trillion, that it is the revenue. In the we get the data here, and all those are published everywhere. You know, it's you can find those
Yes.
anytime. And the spending in this date, it was 4.0. While in the 9/24, after 7 days, we get 3.314. You see, and the spending was 4.004, whatever. And by doing this ratio, value and value or revenue spending, we get this ratio here, which is general welfare is 0.8278, whatever. While in the 9/24, we get the ratio 0.8274. And if we deduct from the welfare, general welfare in 9/24 and 9/17, after 7 days, with 7 days different, we have a change here. The concept of changing is the difference how well we are doing today compared with how well we're doing 7 days before. And in this, we get this number here, which is minus 0.000389233. So it is negative. That means that we are not improving, but we are, you are declining. The sustainability is going low, is going worse, not better. And so the day change, but this is for 7 days, the change for 7 days. We can calculate the change for a day. How much is the average? And we find here minus 0040.555. So we can judge that, oh, if we are going in this decline every day with this sustainability, if you can say it like this, minus 0.4055, and if we are going in this way, after 1 year, which is 365 days, we are going to be minus 0.0229. This is absolute value, but we can compare, we can say that it is, let's say, if you calculate that, it can be 3% worse. After 1 year, we are going to be 3% worse than a year before. So we have to think about that and to improve So we can control, by controlling the sustainability, we have to make the measure, the plan, and to increase the sustainability, and to say, hey, and after that we can control, after measuring the sustainability, let's say for next day or a week after, we can see that this is going down, and if it goes down, that means that we are improving. If we are improving, and it's a good sign, and we get to keep going that way of working.
Thank you very much. We do not have time, but this raises so many questions at the moment with me, like, because all the countries probably are going in debt, that means that the spendings are increasing compared to revenue, and we are losing, like we are going down, or GWF, which you mentioned, is going down, and which means that we are not doing very well in sustainability. Now, at the other side, due to address climate change, everyone is saying that we need to do some changes in our technologies, or the way we invest, or many other things, and which require spendings.
Yes.
So we will go down the welfare as per your, and there would be no revenue for some time at least. And so we will go down the welfare index which you are proposing. Then how we can bring or people believe in this index, and how we can change to this positive?
Yeah.
It's a very big question. We will leave here for now, no worry to answer, but we will continue this debate probably next time.
That's good. But this is, it is so. We have to think for innovation and not just in technology.
Exactly. So there could be few answers there. If anyone want to ask any question apart from what I asked.
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, Pio Agzi, for your wonderful presentation. I have one question. As ma'am pointed out, yes, as you pointed out, madam, that GDP is increasing, our revenue is increasing, and the sustainability is decreasing. It is a very good analysis from Clinton times to Biden, Joe Biden right now. So how do we see it is across the nation, madam? But from 1987 onwards, the sustainability became a catchphrase almost across the world, everywhere, every continent, every country. So why we are not spending, as you are pointing out, madam, welfare of the people, which people it is? We need to ask a serious question to the states, which people they are spending on the welfare. My question is, we are talking about welfare, but welfare of whom? Which people in the nation? Suppose in our country, if we take our all leaders say that welfare of our people, then who are those our people? That kind of serious when every one of us are talking about climate change. But how do we really spend on these activities or aspect in practice, really doing something? So if any, could you please throw some light on this, Pio?
You see, Omkar, as I said, the concept is in everybody individual mind. You have this concept. That's how you lead yourself in life as individual. This concept has to be used in leading the community. We have a law now, even the United States Constitution and even Constitution of the other countries, they are calling for general welfare, for happiness, for love. They're saying this, but since the science doesn't know this concept, they are using the concept of value to lead the people, to lead the community. So this is wrong. Now we discovered something very, very important, very crucial, that we can use now this. And there is nothing wrong. There is not problem at all. This is a new innovation in the way that we are governing, we are leading the people, we are leading the community, and we are leading the community based in the concept of an individual. We are created. This law is inside the human being. This is the law of life. So the law of life has to be used in the business too. We can't change the law of life. I mean, using the concept of value to lead the people. Now that we have discovered the concept of welfare, the concept of quality, which is the right concept that leads an individual, we can manage the community differently from the way that human beings manage it himself or herself. So, and this is very simple. It's just the way that we have to understand, and we have to reward this. We have to measure this metric as a new metric. Is a metric of well-being, not metric of wealth. Is a metric of health, not the just metric of wealth. All those concepts are going to stay the same, you know. I mean, we are going to use this. We are going to use the concept of money and value, anti-value, cost, profit. That's okay. But the bottom line is this, that profit is not going to be the leading concept. It is going to be quality, the leading concept. So that's all we have to do. This is innovation in the way, in the politics, in philosophy, understanding the true philosophy of leading the individual and using that in life. Now if we are going to have the same understanding, which is more than two people, that's the whole. It is going to spread this word, and everybody, there is no reason to doesn't embrace this concept and the use in life, in leadership of the world, everywhere in the world. By using this this concept in the leading of the world, all the world is going to change from that direction that we are destroying. We are spending more than we are generating. So we're going to save the world.
Thank you, Pio.
You are welcome.
Thank you. It was a very, very good discussion. And I think I will just share a few slides and we will stop. Spiro, can you stop sharing your slides? Thank you.
Which slides?
You are still sharing the slides with us.
Yeah.
Can you stop? I mean, can you just stop sharing them? Okay, I think I can share my slides. So that will automatically stop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Spiro. It was a great pleasure to have you, and we will continue this dialogue in future future webinars, and also personally and collectively. Thank you very much. And so I just want to share a few opportunities that I'm still looking for few people if they can help me with events, graphics, and meetings, and website, and social media, and blogs, and Slack. So many other opportunities are there to work with me and help this network grow and contribute towards our mission. Lena, if you want to send me your work as a blog, I would definitely welcome that work to be published as a blog. So
Thank
anyone,
you, Doctor.
anyone.
Thank you.
Yes, and here I believe we can together, we can make this happen. Thank you very much today, everyone, for spending your time and attending this webinar and also being so interactive in this webinar. Thank you very much. I will stop sharing and I will also stop the recording.
Thank you.